Ladies and gentlemen, Season 2 of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is upon us, but with that, so is Season 2 of Warzone. And unlike Season 1, where we didn't really receive many updates for Warzone, we had the new weapons come in, but there were no map changes or anything like that. Season 2 is completely different. Season 2, we're getting multiple different map changes, a new POI, and a whole bunch of other different stuff. So what I wanted to do today was make a video directly talking about what is happening to Warzone within Season 2. And essentially, there is going to be three different sections of this video that we are going to talk about. The first of which is going to be the story of Warzone and how that's going to affect Season 2. The second is the new map locations. And then the third is the gameplay and how the gameplay is going to change. Now, before we dive into that, I first have to tell you about today's video sponsor. So today's video is sponsored by Harry's. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but back when I was in high school, I used to work in a grocery store. And I always found it weird that in the grocery store, the one thing that they locked up was razors. Now, it's not because razors are dangerous, it's because it's one of the most expensive things in a grocery store, and people would steal it, so they locked them up. But that should be a thing of the past now because of Harry's. Harry's is a personal care brand that has reinvented the way that you shave. It's no longer insanely expensive. In fact, you can check out the first link down in the description and only pay $3 for a trial set of Harry's. Seriously, just $3. So click that link down in the description or go to harrys.com/Inkslasher. And with this, you get an awesome razor that has a nice weighted handle, which feels really, really good in your hand. It has a precision trimmer blade, which I really like. It helps get those nooks and crannies right under your nose, make that nice line on your face. And on top of this, 1% of the global sales of Harry's go to a good cause, whether it be men's mental health, whether it be veterans, or LGBTQ plus use. It is really amazing what Harry's is doing. So if you want to check it out, first link down below, harrys.com/Inkslasher. Get your trial set for only $3. And of course, Harry's, thank you for sponsoring the channel. All right, let's start by discussing the story of Season 2 of Warzone. And there's two reasons why I bring this up. Because first of all, the main thing that we know is coming in Season 2 is the Vadonia. I don't know how to say it properly, but it's the boat. It's the boat that is coming from Rebirth Island that is showing up in Verdansk. Now, something that you may not know about this is, first of all, we were warned about this in Russian when you got kind of like the staticky cutscene and then a Russian man talks on screen. This...
Канал 1-2. Отбой. Диспетчер. Запрашиваем разрешение на перевозку груза Верданск. Отбой. Диспетчер. Груз закреплен. Все системы в порядке. Готовимся к выходу. Отбой.
Is actually saying that they're sending Nova 6 gas in a boat to Verdansk. And that boat is called the Vadonia, or however you pronounce it properly, and it's coming from Rebirth Island. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see this boat offshore in the next couple of days in Verdansk. Now, that's not guaranteed, but it is possible that they do some live event like that. Scratch that, it is 100% guaranteed because I just went on Warzone, and off in the distance, you can see a storm with the boat coming in. So it's going to be getting closer and closer over the next couple of days until Season 2 hits, and it is actually here. But yes, the boat is coming for sure. Now, this is where things get confusing with the story. A lot of people are confused because they kind of figured that Rebirth Island took place in the 80s, and all of a sudden a boat is going from Rebirth Island to Verdansk, which takes place in 2020. How does that work unless the boat is time traveling? Well, the answer is a lot more simple than time travel. What's going on in Rebirth Island is also taking place in the year 2020, and the reason why you're confused is because Rebirth Island was something that we knew about in Black Ops 1 and we thought was still happening in the 80s, but I don't think that's the case. Now, this does get even more confusing when you consider that there's characters from the 80s like Adler and Woods in the 2020 Warzone. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's never going to make any sense unless they literally do implement time travel, which we haven't seen any proof of yet. Now, there are two other reasons why this boat is important and things you need to know about the story. First of all, in the last cutscene that we got for Warzone, we found out that Soap McTavish was just off the coast of Verdansk.
McTavish to actual.
Soap, what's your position?
Half a click off the coast. Things are really heating up out here.
Hold tight. We're moving your way.
So it would make a lot of sense if Soap was coming on this boat and would be coming out with Season 2, but we haven't seen anything to support that yet. In the trailer, there is a scene where Captain Price is running through one of the missile silos, and there is some new character standing beside him or running beside him. I don't know if that was Soap. Based off of all of the leaks that I've seen, it doesn't look like one of his skins, but in the previous video I uploaded, a lot of you were asking about it, and Soap himself even asked when he's coming to the game. So it looks like it would make a lot of sense for Soap to come to Warzone right at the beginning of Season 2 with the boat. Now, the second thing is I've seen a lot of people saying that Adler is on the boat. Now, I see why you think this, because in the Season 2 cinematic, Adler's been captured and they say that they're sending him to Verdansk. That's what Stitch says to Naga.
Stitch, the rats are here. Adler's secure and headed to you in Verdansk.
Good. Make them believe we care about the Nova 6 supply lines.
And then all of a sudden this boat is coming to Verdansk. It would make sense for Adler to be there. However, I don't think that's the case. In fact, I don't think we're going to find out why they're sending Adler to Verdansk until much later, until we see the ending cinematic for Season 2 at the very least. So keep in mind that those are two separate stories. The boat from Rebirth and Adler being sent to Verdansk are two completely different stories. Next, we move into the new locations in Warzone. So as far as the new locations goes, there's essentially three-ish that we can confirm for sure. The first of which is missile silos. So there's going to be multiple different ones of these. You can actually see multiple different ones in the trailer. The first of which we see someone zip line up and then we have a car drive by it. This is out by military base. You can see that one of those monuments has been split apart. A hole is in the ground and now this is a missile silo. You can go down inside it. You can fight around the top of it, and that is one of the new locations. However, it's not the only missile silo. In another scene here, we see someone, this is Sparta, someone into one of the missile silos, and this one is actually in a completely different section. This one is kind of over by hills in that monument in that area, and it appears as though that monument has been completely removed. I believe that this is actually bunker number 0 that's right around that area. Now, there could also potentially be other missile silos as well, because there are other monuments around Verdansk. It's not just these two. These are actually two of the smaller monuments that you find around Verdansk. So it's possible that there isn't just 2 missile silos. There could be 3, 4, I think 5 is the total number of monuments that are on the entire map, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. So for sure 2 missile silos, but there may be more. The other thing that I have to say about these is if you really watch the trailer, there's also fighting inside of these missile silos. So there's going to be areas inside where you can go around that actually appear extremely similar to the cutscene that we saw at the end of the Modern Warfare portion of Warzone, where Captain Price gets in a fight with Victor Zakea. The second thing that we have in the second new location is obviously the boat, the Vadoinia, or however you say it properly. This is the one that is the most confusing to me, because as of right now, you guys know you can't go in the water in Warzone. If you touch it, you literally die. So if they're adding in a boat location, are they going to make it so one, we can swim in the water? Are they going to add smaller boats that you can drive in and you still die if you touch water? Or is the boat going to kind of be in the dock at port? That would make a lot of sense as well. All of these are valid options, and I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work yet. And then the other thing that you are seeing here is the storm. So you have the lightning, you have the storm clouds. It looks like it's raining. I don't know if that's going to cover all of Verdansk. I don't know if the map's going to get rainy, if there's going to be a thunderstorm, but it's seemingly following the boat as you're seeing here. So it would make the most sense if this boat landed somewhere in Verdansk and the storm followed. So it's going to be interesting to see how that changes the overall aesthetic of the map as well. So based off of everything that I have personally seen for Season 2, the gameplay isn't going to change a whole bunch. They are probably going to have some weapon balancing changes. They seem to always have that with the beginning of every season. And there are 2 new weapons coming at the very launch. The first of which is the assault rifle. This one is called the FARA 83, and it is apparently going to have the fastest fire rate out of any of the assault rifles in Black Ops Cold War. So this could give the FFAR a run for its money. The second weapon we have is called the LC-10. It's an SMG. This one I don't think is going to be as good in Warzone. It has a lower fire rate and is kind of better at mid-range, which historically those have been kind of like the weaker SMGs in Warzone. So I'm guessing the go-to weapon as far as the new weapons is probably going to be the FARA 83, but I could be totally wrong. I haven't used any of them yet. As far as other things like new challenges and stuff coming from Warzone, I don't see any as of right now. I don't think they're adding anything new like a most wanted bounty or things like they did in the past. All in all, the gameplay should pretty much stay the same for Warzone. What's going to change is the aesthetic, the locations, and a little bit to the story like we talked about in this video. But that is everything that is changing in Warzone, at least everything that we know of as of right now. And as we get more information, as we get more teasers, I will keep you guys updated. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. If you don't have notifications on, make sure you do so. Also, let me know what you think of everything coming to Warzone down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, it is always appreciated if you do hit that like button. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for